Welcome to the 2015 Lone Star Conference Media Day. We're here with the Lions head coach Colby Carthel in the middle. To his left is linebacker Charles Woods. To his right is quarterback Harrison Stewart. Coach, start things off. The Lions won their 21st championship last year. Got a lot of turnover from that team, and how does that help you though build coming into this season?
Well, I think just, being able to see that, the hard work does pay off. And as we're continuing to build this program, those are things we talked about, in that very first team meeting back in January of 2013. Just we're going to change the culture around here, and we're going to work at a higher level. We're going to set a higher standard, and we've done that. And we were able to have some success last year and bring home the Lone Star Conference trophy to Commerce for the first time in many years. I think close to 25 is the last time it was here. And so now the challenge is to keep it here. But that's why you play the game in a new season and a new team. And this team will have its own identity and its own strengths and weaknesses. And we'll just go into each game and do the best we can. Try to win a few this fall.
Charles, this question is for you. Tony Pulu was just named preseason defense player of the year. How does he impact the defensive scheme and allow the linebackers to move?
Well, first Tony Pulu is an amazing player. He's very disruptive. He's an aggressive player, and more of the fact that he allows us to be able to move more freely because he can take up 2 blocks instead of 1, and just more of like a player that you would love to play behind because he's going to get the job done and actually allow you to play like you want to, fast and smart.
He's better than you. He's a great player.
Mm-hmm.
This question is for Harrison and Charles. What baby do you think would win in a race? Coach May's dash or Coach Carthel's major?
I think there's 2 different answers to that question. Who do I think, or who do I think is a better answer? Coach Carthel's son would win.
Good answer.
So that's.
He's older.
Yeah, but I don't know. Dash might have a little Coach May in him. If that's the case,
He's quick.
Yeah, he might take him.
I'm gonna go with Harrison said, only because the head coach right here. So, other than that, yeah, same thing.
You both keep your scholarships.
All right, Harrison, this one's for you. You saw action your first year, and then you redshirted last year. Tell me the lessons you learned from both seasons.
Well, first season, it just taught me, what the coaches kind of expected from me as a quarterback and what they want me to do in the offense. And then last year, with having a redshirt, it humbled me a little bit. Just gave me a different perspective on the game. Allowed me to see how things operate, off the field and how the coaches conduct themselves, and kind of gave me a better understanding, a newer understanding of the game, and allowed me, I think, to better off my game, and hopefully it'll pay off this year.
Coach Carthel, this question is for you. We touched on it in the first question. Lost a lot on both sides of the ball this year. What has it been replacing some of those guys? On the offense, you've lost receivers. On the defense, you lost some crucial D linemen. What's that been like replacing those, and how does that outlook come for 2015?
Well, I don't know that you necessarily replace those guys. You just try to give another opportunity to one of the guys coming up in the program or recruit somebody new. But, we haven't gone out and signed near as many transfers as we did our first year here. We've got a better nucleus of a team, in terms of total numbers and everything else now. So, this will be an interesting year for us. We're going to turn some of those positions over, some guys that we've recruited here through the high school ranks. And so some of those guys are going to be a little younger. They may not be quite ready for that, but, we feel like that's important for the growth of our program. We've had success here the first 2 years, but, I think we're going to be stronger as years go on. But it's you got to turn it over to these guys at some point. So this year will be a very interesting year for the Lions as we continue to build this program.
Charles, what are the keys to the defense?
The keys to our defense, well, I can say they kind of shifted from this last year when you have a humongous D-line, and a lot of them were, I can say, in the sense of there before I came, because I came last year, and the chemistry was not all there. It was there, but it's not all there compared to guys who was here from the freshman year all the way up to now guys molding and stuff like that. So the key defense is going to have to be keeping chemistry and be smart. That's the key defense.
And this is for you, Harrison. What are the keys to the offense?
Keys to the offense are, Coach Storm tells us every every pregame, just be emotionless. Don't act with your emotions. Just get your fundamentals. Do what your coach should do, and do what we practice every single rep in practice. And if hopefully if we don't get too far from that, we'll have some success like we did last year, and that's kind of the plan.
All right, guys, this is for all of you. Who would you say has the most swag, Coach Garrigan or Coach Hollingshead?
The most swag?
Most swag.
Define swag.
Fun, talkative during practice, always
I know what
bouncing
swag
around.
is. I was just throwing it back at y'all. So DG thinks he has the most swag, but so does Coach Hollingshead. I'd say they both are pretty close to zero when it comes to the swag factor.
Yes.
So
Natural ways.
Coach, final question. Lone Star Conference poll came out. The Lions were picked second. Angelo State was picked first. Midwestern State was third. Kind of talk about the strength of the Lone Star Conference, and what do you see the state of the LSC is this year?
Well, I think the coaches have spoken, and preseason it's a one-horse race because Angelo State had a great team last year, and then they returned everybody. We had a great team last year, and we lost everybody. But I know Coach Wagner's not etching in his name on the top of the list just yet. That's what preseason polls are all about. Just a preseason. They don't really mean much, but that going into it, that's what it looks like. There's a lot that goes into the season with injuries and how teams develop and chemistry and everything else. And so, it's going to be a very balanced league. I think it's interesting. We talked about turning this league upside down a few years ago, and I think that's happened. 2 years ago, I think Angelo and Commerce were picked at the very bottom. And so it's neat to see, some change in the Lone Star, and there's some guys that are fighting to get back up on top. So it'll be a fun year, week in, week out, and you better bring your A game every Saturday because it doesn't matter what the polls say. It's going to be a dogfight every Saturday night.
Thanks, Coach, for your time.